Hi everyone, thanks for the positive feedback on the previous video. It was really nice and I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to make similar videos on Catholicism or Catholic related topics, whether they be probably not apologetic stuff since I don't really like online debates, but in terms of like history or philosophy or really anything Catholic related. Not to say that I, won't make a video on like comic books or video games or something or other. I just find that me progressing my faith is incredibly important, and as I learn more, I want to share more. So, yeah. With all that being said, pray your rosary. Do it. Pray your rosary. It is important. It is helpful. It is the best prayer tool I have ever used, and probably the best one to ever exist. At least to me. I really like it. And considering the fact it's been around for about 800 years, it seems to have a decent amount of staying power. You see, the way, ow, my legs, went to the gym yesterday, and I'm not gonna cut this out, but my legs hurt. So the rosary has existed since Mary appeared to Saint Dominic, gave him the rosary, told him how to do it, and then told him to teach it to other people. Dominic founded the Dominicans, became known as the people who really want you to pray the rosary and honestly do Marian devotion in general. Marian devotion is a very important concept because I find myself increasingly drawn to Mary and Joseph. I actually bought the book The Consecration to Saint Joseph, and it's on Amazon. It's really good and has helped me with a lot of my nasty intrusive thoughts and also helped me to figure out, just I don't know, I felt a marked change in how I behave and think and feel as reading this book, and honestly, it's been a big help. So, yeah, if you want to go buy it on Amazon, you probably should. It's like $15. Anyways, back to Marian devotion. It's existed and occurred in a variety of different ways. I find myself being quite devoted to Mary, who I cherish and love dearly, because like I said in my previous video, if I had not found a YouTube short about Jim Carrey praying to Mary, and that being a good idea, I would not be Catholic right now. Now, I find myself praying for Mary's intercession just as much as I find myself praying to God. And I am a general big believer in the intercession of the saints, as honestly I need all the help I can get, and it's something I just like doing as it provides me a pretty decent sense of comfort. I even bought one of those Our Lady of Guadalupe candles. So, needless to say, I'm a bit of a fan. But here's the thing. It's not just that I, find Marian devotion to be important, but as a fixture within the Catholic Church, she's also incredibly important. And to be honest, just kind of viewing her as Jesus's mom versus the Queen of Heaven, Mother of God, a preeminent, incredibly important figure, born without original sin, virgin till the day she died, kind of core to our faith, just kind of important, not just some lady, pray your rosary. The tradition of this type of prayer goes back in various different forms. People would recite a certain amount of prayers per day, and eventually got organized into the format we see now with the 50 Hail Marys, the doxology, the Our Father, the Apostles' Creed, and the Fatima prayer, which was how it worked when Dominic was given it by Mary. It was basically perfect out the gate. What it effectively does is it creates a meditative prayer about Christ's life, death, and resurrection, and the birth of the church, and the important events in his ministry. It started off with 3 different mysteries, that being the joyful, sorrowful, and glorious, and then the luminous mysteries was the last mystery to kinda fit in with certain gaps that were not covered by the previous 3, which was basically put in place fully by Pope John Paul II, or Saint Pope John Paul II in 2002, which is the same year I was born. I'm 23 and I feel like I'm in my 30s. The joyful mysteries are about Mary's pregnancy, the birth of Christ, and the early days of Christ's childhood. The sorrowful mysteries focuses on the passion of the Christ and is a really good companion to the Stations of the Cross, and there have been a few times where I've prayed the sorrowful mysteries and my soul hurts and I begin to rock back and forth and feel really nauseous. I don't know why this happens. The glorious mysteries are about Christ's resurrection and the birth of the early church and the assumption and coronation of Mary as Queen of Heaven. Like I said before, the luminous mysteries focuses on crucial events in Christ's ministry and his life, like his baptism, sending out the apostles, his transfiguration, turning water into wine, and the institution of the Last Supper. These 4 mysteries are broken up into a schedule, and you can pray different ones per day. The original 3 are doubled up on certain days, the luminous mysteries only occurring once in the week. I really like that every single time I pray the Rosary, as time has gone on and I've begun to read the Bible more and actually understand the events of the gospel, I get a clearer vision of what is actively occurring. And when you're reflecting on the specific mysteries, I'm getting a much clearer view. Like, for example, when I'm praying the sorrowful mysteries, but in all honesty, the Rosary is my favorite prayer to do. I do a Rosary every single day, and it's a time of relaxation and reflection that has bore more spiritual fruit, and in some cases, fruit in my own life, for me as time has gone on. I don't do it just because of the fact that it does that, it's just been helpful. In my own addiction recovery, it's been my ace in the hole, and has been the main thing that has healed my scrupulosity, religious OCD, and allowed me to become closer to Christ. It has allowed my faith to build as a fine wine, and is genuinely something I enjoy doing. And keep in mind, I know it's not required, it's not something that the Catholic Church mandates you to do, but I'd recommend that you start doing it as much as possible, because my life got exponentially better when I started praying the Rosary. And the easiest way to just start out doing it is just attempt it. It's gonna be a bit awkward the first few times you do it, but as time goes on, you'll get into a natural rhythm, and eventually it will just kind of click. Plus, rosaries are pretty cheap on Amazon and most Catholic bookstores, or you just have one laying around your house. That was the way it was when I was a kid. The way you actually start off by doing the prayer is on the cross, you do the sign of the cross. They say the Apostles' Creed. On the first big bead, you say the Our Father. And I believe for whatever intentions the Pope has for that specific month. And the 3 Hail Marys after that reflect the virtues of faith, hope, and charity, depending on the bead. First bead, faith. Second bead, hope. Third bead, charity. You say the doxology and the Fatima prayer, and then you get to the first mystery. The first bead of the first mystery is what the fruit of that mystery is. I have a PowerPoint presentation put down below that I've been using to actually do the prayer, and it's quite helpful, and it will say what it is, and if you don't necessarily know what it is, you can just Google it and you'll figure it out. It's not exactly difficult. And you meditate on that, you say an Our Father, you do the 10 Hail Marys, followed by the doxology and the Fatima prayer, and repeat this for all the mysteries. Then you do the closing prayers, which for me is the I forget what it's called, but it's the Hail, Hail, Holy Queen prayer, and then the actual Rosary closing prayer, Saint Michael the Archangel, and then one more prayer to Mary, and then the Litany of Our Lady of Loretto, or just the Litany of Mary. That's the way I do it. Most people stop after the second prayer to Mary after the Saint Michael prayer, and that's perfectly fine. Again, this is a sort of thing that's incredibly personal. There is a correct way to do it, but I tend to do extra because I get more out of it. Some people find they get more out of less, and that's perfectly fine. And again, when you start off by doing this, if you don't know how to do it, which I didn't, I was really bad at it, and now I'm getting better at it and enjoying it a lot, but then again, you don't have to do it every day. Most people that I've met who do pray the Rosary do it like once or twice a week, whereas I did it every single day, splitting the mysteries that double up into either 3 or 2 mysteries, respectively, depending on what I had going on, and then just doing the full luminous mysteries. Now I'm just doing the entire Rosary every single day. But in reality, that's not necessary. It's just what I recommend because I find I get more out of doing more. If you want to find a way to do the Rosary consistently, but you don't want to do it every single day, just do the 4 days of the week. Do the 3 original mysteries and then the luminous. Figure out which days work for you, and then just leave it. Now, this last part here is kind of an assignment, but I want you to hear me out. Start telling other people about the Rosary. and start praying them. Why? Because the Rosary is incredibly powerful. Whenever there have been times when someone's gotten a vision of Mary, and she's telling them, pray the Rosary, she's not just showing up because she feels like it. It's because God told her to go over there and tell people to pray the Rosary. It's not Mary telling you to. It's Mary being the messenger for God. So pray your Rosary. It's incredibly important. Entire battles and wars have been turned because of people praying the Rosary. It's incredible. I don't know how else to say this. It's important. So tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, aunts, uncles, whomever. Just pray your Rosary. And here's another thing. There's something that I've been doing. Where I live, there's a decent amount of homeless people. I just see them around. I've bought a bulk pack of rosaries on Amazon, and whenever I see them, I'm going to give them a bottle of water, and I'm going to give them a rosary. This is something I've already done, except instead of bottles of water, it was protein shakes, so that's what I happen to have on hand. Point is, just having the rosary on you will help. It could potentially prompt somebody who isn't religious to start praying. I'll tell you this. If a YouTube short about praying for Mary's intercession got me to become a full-blown Catholic a couple of years down the line, giving somebody a rosary may bear more fruit than most people think. Good night. God bless. Take care.